Hi, I'm Sherita Carthon from Power Brand Expos. We are hosting an amazing conference at the Huntington Convention Center called Beyond the Algorithm, May the 18th through the 20th. This conference is for entrepreneurs, small business owners, artists, and creators. The most important thing that we're going to do at this conference is make sure that these entrepreneurs have access to capital, understand what's next for marketing, and also looking at what's going on in the social media algorithm space. I can't wait to talk to you today. Let's get into it. When I found you on the ground, you would die. Now you come into my yard uninvited.
All right. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. CEO Ntys here. Naw Talk Your Sh, episode 2. I got a special guest. We'll get to that. Be patient. Catch the people up. Nothing new really going on with me. Like I said, still trying to find the ink a new home. New headquarters. That's the biggest thing. Getting ready for tax season. I will be back doing taxes this year. It's going to be bigger and better than ever. So stay tuned for that. Very excited about today's show and the guests that I have with me. But like I said, be patient. It just goes so eloquently to what we have going on already. The two it's perfect. It was meant to be. Don't forget the Incubator CLE, we're our mission. We're an entrepreneur's dream space, driven to help small businesses grow their revenues, increase their brand awareness, and develop internal systems and strategies. With that being said, we're going to get into it. With me here today, Executive Event Director, Sherita Carthon of Beyond the Algorithm.
How you doing,
Round of applause. Round of applause. Please.
Yes.
Tell the people a quick word about yourself.
So I am Sherita Carthon. I have actually been doing brand design and marketing for celebrities, small business owners, entrepreneurs for the better half of 20 plus years.
Wow.
And so I know we're going to be talking about the conference, but the reason I wanted to do this conference was because of everything I saw in the industry and what was happening, not just to my entrepreneur clients, but really my celebrity clients. And I just felt like it's time to address a couple things in that space. So, yeah.
Okay, so you kind of got into it. But tell the people how your brand and how this event kind of came about.
Out of frustration, Desmond. Out of pure frustration. So, the number one thing in our industry, especially with entrepreneurs, is access to capital. And so, because there are so many entrepreneurs who never will make it to the 5-year mark because they don't have the capital, they don't have the infrastructure, they don't have the wherewithal to just kind of stick it out, right? But here's the point. What I really understood is, why do we have to stick it out?
Right.
Why do we have to bootstrap? The thing is, our peers are making income 5 times faster and quicker than we are. They are not only exceeding the 1 year, the 2 year, the 3 year, all the way up into the 5 year, they're also onboarding their friends, their family members, and we are left behind. But we're not left behind in a certain way. We make up $1.6 trillion of consumer spending. That means that if we were a total human being, we would be the 8th richest person in the world.
Wow.
So 1.6.
That's a big number.
Is it 1.6? No, I apologize. It's 1.6 trillion.
With a T.
With the T. I'm mistaken. 1.6 trillion. When I saw that number, it just almost made me sick, because we talk about Black Wall Street. We talk about, taking back the block. But what's happening is that we're building blocks for other people.
Yep.
And we also don't understand that there is just such a need for us to thrive and grow, because we make up the entire ecosystem of content creation, of entrepreneurship. Is crazy. And so while we are leaders in the consumer space, we're also leaders in the creation space as well. Right. And so because we're leaders in the creation space, these platforms, social content platforms like Facebook, like Instagram, like LinkedIn, like TikTok, they depend on Black and brown creatives to show up.
Definitely.
Because think about it, it has happened before where Black and brown creatives have come onto platforms and we have literally gotten our stuff stolen, have also had our peers to steal our content. They not only get monetized for it, verified for it, but we're also shadow banned and shunned for offering that opportunity once it's actually captured by our peers. Yep. There's so much in the space that's happening, and so again, when I say that this conference grew out of a severe frustration, it really did. And so one of my core things with this conference is we really want creatives not only to have access to capital, but we also are bringing in those social content companies like Facebook, like Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Adobe, Canva. We're bringing these organizations to Cleveland so that they can, it's absolutely big because it has not happened before. This is the first time they have been willing to have a conversation around social media marketing and diverse groups of creators and entrepreneurs who are monetizing over their platforms, which means if you're monetizing over their platforms, they have already made more money, right? Catch what I'm saying? They've already made more money off of you than the check that they wrote to you.
Oh, for sure.
Right? So, again, it's just like they're coming to Cleveland to really answer some questions, right? Not only about what the social media algorithms look like for us working over them over 2023, 2024, 2025. Also, what does monetization look like? What are some new trends and tactics that they will be employing for Black and brown creators? But also income, capital. However you want to say income, money, the bag. However you want to put it, we want to make sure that as people, as entrepreneurs and small business owners and creators are coming down to this conference, that they have a platform to understand what it is that they need to do in order to gain capital for their businesses. There are,
a lot of steps.
I got some more numbers for you, Des. Look,
steps.
Listen.
And I got to get to the next question.
Okay. There are upward towards 2.6 million different sources of income available specifically for I'm not saying just, white women. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about Black and brown businesses that are not being accessed. They're literally just sitting there like money just hold it in the bank account.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I believe it's 2023. It's all types of ways to make money, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, obviously you've had a lot of, experiences. You worked with a lot of different, people, like you said, a lot of different types of clients. What are some of the most, or what is the most important lesson you've learned over the course of your career? And then I want you to answer, what's the most important lesson you've learned just in planning this event? Amazing
question. What is the most important lesson that I have learned in my career is to execute patience. Execute patience. With entrepreneurship, it's not overnight. People say Rome is not built in a day. I think that entrepreneurs need to understand that this is not a easy road to go down. Again, a lot of entrepreneurs have been fed this idea that you can just spend 4 hours on the beach with your legs up and chilling. Ooh. And they bought into this idea that, corporate America, I'm just going to leave corporate America and do this. And I just think there's a lot of misguidance in that idealism or what's been put out, because we work 80 hours, 80 hours plus. We barely get sleep. We barely get rest. Our work-life balance is off sometimes, only because we have to do more than most. That is the one thing I learned in entrepreneurship and being a brand designer. Now, for this event, You said I could talk my okay.
Hey, talk your shit.
There has to be a re-education about funding Black and brown creatives. We're doing this event off the strength of our backs, off the strength of connections with people. We are perceivably new, right? But I've been doing this in other places successfully. And the type of response that we've gotten from small business owners, and this is the sad part, have been just greater, faster, stronger versus the response from corporate organizations.
Wow.
Yeah. And so this is the reason why Power Brand exists, is because of this very reason. We are the president and the client in the situation, and we're saying you have to do better. Like if a viable business comes to us and they're able to show us why they need access to capital, show us. I'm not talking about just a business plan.
Right.
I want to see what you've been doing for the last 5 years.
What have you been doing? What are you planning to do?
Exactly.
How can this money help?
I want to fund entrepreneurs who aren't going anywhere. You're going to do this regardless if I fund you or not.
Right.
And I need to see that. I don't need to see your business plan. I mean, probably a little bit, but what I'm saying is that investors have to, if investors invested like people purchase their cars, I'm going to break this down for a second.
Okay.
How people purchase their cars, investors would make more money. This is what I mean. The thing is, if you get a credit card and you go to the store and you swipe your card, that's not guaranteed, right? But if you look at a person's bill, right? If a person is going to purchase a car and you look at their car history and they've paid their car note, right? You know they're going to pay their car note.
Right.
If you live in a home and you talk to the landlord, right? You know they're going to pay their rent. It's the same thing as an entrepreneur. Only thing you have to do is see what they've done in the community. See how they haven't stopped. See if they're going to keep going, right? They're 5 years, 6 years in. They're going to pay the rent.
Yeah.
And so that's the entrepreneur that I'm looking to find.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. I could speak to that from experience, for sure. But we'll leave that for another episode. I want the people to keep hearing from you, some of your experiences. Can you speak to who has been one of your biggest mentors, and then speak to the importance of having a professional mentor in your field?
That's an amazing question too. It's a great interview.
I appreciate it.
All right, so let's get to it. I'm going to speak to my mentors locally, and then I'll just speak to general mentors. So the sad part is I've never had an official mentor, but what I found out is real leaders don't have official mentors. They follow people that inspire them. And so if I'm going to look on a local level, I would definitely say people like Kyle Early, right, is an inspiration. Councilman Starr is an inspiration. Larice Purnell, Yvonne Pointer, Dolores Presley, George Frazier, like the old heads, and some new heads, but the people who represent Pastor Vernon, people who represent big branding. The reason why I say that is because they understand that they are committed to the community. They're going to be here season in and season out. And in Cleveland, we have 1,000 seasons in one day.
For sure.
But they're going to be here regardless. And so, though they may not know that they're my official mentors, these are the people that I look up to because they are setting the groundwork. They're in a community and they're going to do it regardless. And the next question was
the importance of having a mentor in your industry.
If you don't know where you're going, if you don't know where you are, you're not going to know where you're going. Right? Every single person, even Jesus Christ, had a mentor, had someone that they had to look up to. Because the thing is, it's always each one teach one. But sometimes if you are a person who doesn't understand that you need mentorship or you need guidance, you're going to be lost, because anything done big cannot be done alone. Anything done big cannot be done alone. So if you look at the mentors that I talked about, if your audience is local in the Cleveland area, those names alone, those brands alone resonates an experience that is big. And so those are my mentors, and that is why it's important that I understand how big this conference is going to be. And it is because I have studied my mentors, and I understand what's at stake and what's the gravity of that and how they structured it, and it's the same formula, it's the same template.
Wow. Yeah. That's deep, definitely. Those are some big name people, a couple people that I consider mentors as well, so definitely. Last question of segment 1, close us out. Something unexpected that has happened to you while planning this conference, both good and bad. One example. Let's go. We got
okay, one good and one bad. Okay, 60 seconds.
60 seconds for each.
So, the number one, one of the most impactful experiences to me is connecting with Huntington Bank. Okay. And so I went to Huntington Bank, and I was able to just give a general presentation. And when they responded back to us, they was like, "Oh, we need to get everybody on the phone for this."
Wow.
That was huge to me.
That's big.
Because it's just like, but the flip side of it, the bad thing is that we have pitched this conference to so many people, and we were met with levels of resistance that has literally allowed me to just grow extremely thick skin, because when you're doing something this big, you have to eat rejection for breakfast.
For sure.
You do. I mean, you have to it's a part of the beast.
Entrepreneurship in general, yeah.
It's a part of the beast. So being able to get that win, I mean, it's not a full win yet. Hopefully by the time this airs, it'll be a full win. But I just think the ability to inspire people that have never met you, and they were excited about the vision and about everything that we were able to put together without the help of infrastructure, that was big to me.
That's what entrepreneurship is about, man. Getting other people to believe in your vision, to believe in your dream, whatever it is that you've planned out. You have to prove to other people that it's needed, that it's necessary. And with that, we're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back.
Companies and people, anything that you can think of when you're coming to a conference, you want to be able to network, you want to be able to advance within your career, you want to be able to grow, and this conference gave everything.
Okay. Hey, I am Sherita Carthon. Just wanted to tell you a little bit more about Beyond the Algorithm. It is going to be hosted at the Huntington Convention Center May 18th through the 20th, 2023. This conference is for entrepreneurs, small business owners, innovators, creators, and artists. The number one thing, there's 3 things that we're going to be talking about at this conference. Number 1, startup capital for entrepreneurs and small business owners. Number 2, we are going to be talking about the social media algorithm and how it treats and responds to Black and brown creatives. The third thing that we're going to be talking about is marketing and power branding your business. The number one thing that we have to understand for 2023 is it is time to scale, it is time to automate, and it's also time to get what you are looking for. It's no longer time to be passive aggressive, in your feelings, nothing like that. It is time to get up and go after what it is that you came to do. That is work, hustle, and also be in business, not only to meet friends, kiss babies, and hug people, but make money. Beyond the Algorithm.
Beyond the Algorithm. Hey, May 18th through the 20th.
Yeah.
2023. I'll see you there, man. It's lit.
It's lit.
We back. Segment 2. jumping right into it, the people want to know your favorite productivity hack for an entrepreneur. How do you stay on task? How do you do everything you do?
I don't. Here's the truth. Someone told me something that really set me free, and it was find the number one priority thing in your day. Make sure you do the big thing first, and then scale down from there. And that freed my entire soul, because in that instance, because I am not only a brand designer, but I'm an event designer, a high-end event designer, I had to figure out a way to stay sane and be okay with who I am. Once I started to do that, I started to become the most productive person that I've seen out of myself.
Wow.
Just work.
I might have to try that.
It's a life hack.
Always trying different productivity stuff. Okay, that's a good one. What's a good book you've read recently that you would recommend?
Boundaries by Henry Cloud. Boundaries. Because the thing is, because entrepreneurs are always, number one, serving other people, always giving them themselves, a lot of times they do not know how to say no or when to say no.
Right.
And so that book is number one on my list, because it's really allowing you to become the boss that you're really supposed to be. Boss moves start with boundaries.
Okay. I tell people that all the time. Nobody will respect your schedule unless you do.
Absolutely.
Gotta set boundaries.
Yes.
Next question. What's the best trip you've ever taken? And did you learn anything there that you brought back and incorporated into your daily life?
The Bahamas. The Bahamas. On my 40th birthday, I'm a twin. Okay. So my twin and I, we went down to the Bahamas, and the number one thing that I absolutely love, we took a private boat trip to Celebrity Isle in the Bahamas. And it was just me and my twin sister on a yacht boat, just cruising. Saw Shamu and everything that had dolphins and stuff. But I think what I took back from that trip was, you deserve the best, because you work harder and you should play harder. Period.
I feel you.
My next biggest trip is going to be to Jamaica with my entire Power Brand team.
Okay.
We're going to take it over.
I need a photographer.
No, you going with us, man. What you mean? Look. Ticket paid already. You got your passport? No.
I did. Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
Yeah, now we're taking you with us. So.
But yeah, I'm ready. Anyone on YouTube that you watch religiously that you would recommend to other entrepreneurs?
This is gonna sound crazy, but Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
I never really went to his. I mean, I know who he is, obviously, but
I think that if you want to do high brand or big brand, you really have to understand who is the top in the market in that space, no matter what the color is. And Mr. Beast right now, I mean, just is.
What type of content? Like,
so he is.
I know he do like wild stuff.
Yeah. So Mr. Beast, it's a multiplicity. He does philanthropic things, give people money, but he also does content creation for creators, so that he teaches you how to really not only engage your audience, but making it fun and making it interactive. And I really enjoy his content because it's not so stiff. It's not so rigid. It's not so educational, but you learn so much, right? Just by watching the experience. And I think that that's what I pulled into Power Brand, is that it's not just going to be an educational spiel. It's going to be an experience that literally walks away with you when you walk out the door. When you walk away from this conference, it's going to still be with you, like a man's good cologne.
Hey.
You can smell it when you walk away.
Hey, watch it. Hey, I think this is a good plug right now. We're talking about content. The Incubator CLE has an influencer package available right now. $415. You'll see it right here on the screen. Go into 2023 with some fresh content, man. An event like Beyond the Algorithm, why would you not vlog your experience there? Come on, man. Let me be quiet. Hey, book a consultation. Text START to 216-777-6229. Get started today. You're not gonna find a package like this, man. So I had to drop that gem right there. Shameless plug. Getting into the next question. Anyone in the city? You've already mentioned Larice. You know, we all know Larice. He's that dude. Okay, we know Larice. He run Cleveland. He got the key to Cleveland. We know. That's my guy. Shout out my CLE consulting firm family. Shout out my the real Black Friday family over there. Anyone outside of the people you've named that you know they're doing great work and you just want to shout them out and send some love, give them their flowers while they can still smell them.
My logistics director, Mel.
Okay.
She is the superwoman to the team. Like, seriously, I mean,
Miss Melody.
Miss Melody, yes.
Okay.
She, actually my entire team, for real, but her specifically is because it takes a lot to be a logistics director, especially a logistics director for an event this large. And she is, you know, when we went down to the Huntington Convention Center and we talked to the team down there, she just bodied it. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that if you're going to do something big and amazing, you have to have a team that's just really as bossy and beastie as you. And so, you know, she's been with me from the very beginning. You know, it's just she's loyal and she's an animal when it comes to event logistics, high-end event logistics. So much so that if, you know, once this power brand goes off, I'm going to pay her double because I don't want to lose her. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a competition. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, she inspires me and is a mentor to me in many ways. I mean, if you have a team and your team is not your immediate mentors, you need to check who you're around. Seriously. Yeah.
For sure. No, that's dope. Gotta have those type of people on your team if you want to grow. What was the quote you said earlier? Nothing large is built alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's powerful. Where can people find you on social media, or how can they get in touch?
So, Sherita Official on Instagram, and also on Sherita M. Carthon on Facebook, but more importantly, at Power Brand Expo on Instagram and also on Beyond the Algorithm on Facebook.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. And any last thoughts for the people? Any last? This is great. It's a great episode.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. You don't have a lot of time to figure out what it is that you want to do. You probably have been going to and fro, really trying to go after or be under other people, which is okay. Use 2023 to be you. Use 2023 to do you. The thing is, nobody respects someone who's just always waiting for everyone else to tell them what to do. This year, you take the lead role in your life. Listen, be at the conference, get some funding for your business, make some dope connections, connect with social content companies that you could possibly get a sponsorship from. But also, again, just, you know, and bring your friends, but just let 2023 be about your self-care and about you really doing the very thing that you want to do outside of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of other people.
Wow.
Period.
I love it. Hey, start 2023 on the good foot. I think that's how they say it. But yeah, that's all we got, man. Episode 2.
Oh, one more thing. For sponsorships and also for tickets, go to powerbrandexpo.com. Powerbrandexpo.com.
Link will be in the description. Make sure you like and subscribe. CEO Ntys, y'all know where to find me on social media, man. That's it. Episode 2, we out.
We out. Let's go.
That was dope. That was dope. Talk your shit.
Talk your shit.